Hello, mortals. This is the Booktube Goddess, the #1 drag queen booktuber on YouTube, and this is a Get Ready With Me where I put on drag makeup to film videos later. And yay, Lynette is here. Thank you for being here, Lynette. Quick question. How is the sound? Because I have a new sound set up, and I'm hoping that it's a little bit clearer. Then, and Lori is here. Yay. Sound is really good. Okay. Because I don't know if you saw my interview with Wilma Fingerdew on her channel, and also my Israeli book cover showdown with Moon Books. And the sound was just so bad on my end. And so I was trying to figure out what was going on. And eventually, I think, and this is a new microphone, but I think it was my USB cord was twisted and kinked. That was really screwing things up. Okay, there's more people here. Lynette likes the sound. Sandra is here. Yay. Cool Gamer is here. Yay. I always see Cool Gamer on Lisa's live stream. Well, it's honestly, it's not a great video. For one thing, the sound. The other thing is I know she was trying to talk to me about Booktube, but I kept being focusing on the makeup. So we were mostly just talking about makeup the entire time. Okay, anyway, how is everyone's reading going on this new year? Mine's going a little hinky. And what I mean by that is in Shove It or Shove It, I picked a Michael Moorcock book, and it's been, God, 40 years since I've read any Michael Moorcock. And I've forgotten why I didn't read very much of him is because he's not his writing style is very, what's the word? It's very ornate. It tries hard. Does that make sense? It's almost like he tries to go for this literary quality. So it reminds me of Gene Wolfe. It reminds me a lot of this other writer, Jack Vance, that it's very dense and really takes itself seriously. And I've forgotten how much I really don't, with some exceptions like Gene Wolfe, but I don't always like that style of writing. So I got like a third of the way through it. And then Brandon Sanderson released his first of his mystery books, which I bought last year he had four ebooks for $40, which I think should have been less expensive. $40 isn't terrible for 4 ebooks, but it's not like getting a big deal. Turn off my phone. Anyway, so I started the Brandon Sanderson book and got into that one. So I put down the Michael Moorcock book. That was a long introduction into saying that my reading is up and down. Okay, you have a buddy read going on of Search of Lost Time. Reading this year is great. We're only a weekend. Stardust Thief, 5 stars. Ghost Music, 5 stars. Sword of Kagan. I want to read I've heard of Sword of Kagan and Stardust Thief. Wilma Fingerdew is here. Hey, Wilma, thank you for joining us. And Wilma, I got my mic after our interview, our chin wag, I got my microphone fixed, but oh well. Oh no, Lynette tested positive for COVID on Christmas Eve and didn't do any reading. Yeah, I got COVID, I guess a year ago or something. Yeah, and reading's not really the thing to do. Just like zoning out in front of the TV is your best bet. Yeah, I hope you're fully recovered. but very tired. Okay, since Wilma is here, let's briefly talk about Drag Race, because the new season of Drag Race has just been released. Just saw it last night. And the winner of that last night's episode is a Las Vegas queen that I've seen. Anitra, I think is the name, which I didn't realize until we were watching the talent show. And Dennis was like, oh, that's that drag queen from Piranha, which is this nightclub. Because she always does this, what it's called the duck walk, where she goes down, in a squat and starts dancing, which is really cool. But I remember going to the club because I can never see her. You can only really see her if you're like in the front row, because she goes down so low. It's hard to, look up and see her dancing. But I was really excited to see her win. So that's who I'm rooting for. Las Vegas queen that I've seen live, Anitra. And the other two were Sugar and Spice, who I followed on YouTube. They're twin drag queens. And then they stopped doing YouTube as much and did TikTok because they blew up on TikTok. So they're known for their TikTok videos. But I don't know if Wilma would hate them or not. I think they're funny because it's not so much that they themselves are funny. It's the reaction from the other queens about them. Because if you know twins, they sort of, when they're together, they finish each other's sentences and they sort of have their own little unique language going on that no one else understands. But it's just funny watching the other queens being annoyed by them. And anyway, I'm excited about this season. I'm also excited about this season is because they're not doing too many tricks. Like they split the groups up into two groups, which I've done before, but it was pretty much a normal elimination round rather than saving queens for the first 3 episodes and all this. It just seems like they've gone back to their roots and just let's just do a basic, drag queen, no candy bars and that type of thing. Anyway. Oh, I'm so glad you liked House on a Chicken with the chicken legs. Listen to 3. Oh, audiobooks are good for COVID too, because you don't have to focus. Anyway, yeah, I love that one too. And again, that one's a sort of a quiet story based on the Baba Yaga mythos. Wilma didn't hate Sugar and Spice as much as they're both weren't as annoying as I was bracing myself. See, high expectations and or low expectations and easy to exceed. Body on the Beach, a German police procedural by Anna Johnson, and a cozy mystery by Simon Brett. Now, I don't really read that many cozies, with the exception of Flavia Deleuze. But I've been watching a lot on BBC because I subscribe to the BBC channel through Amazon, where you can watch the backlog of their TV shows, including the old Doctor Who. Anyway, I got to start makeup. But I've been watching a lot of these police procedurals, or they're not just police, but they're like the cozy mysteries. There's one called Shakespeare and Hathaway, which is fun. I don't necessarily recommend it. The best thing about Shakespeare and Hathaway are these two detectives that are nothing like each other. One's like this heavyset retired police officer, and one is a hairdresser, man and woman. But they have this assistant who's this sort of very extravagant gay man or gay young man. Okay. Happy New Year. Happy New Year Fit. Look, police procedurals. Yeah, there's police procedurals, mysteries, which are on the cozy side, and I also like courtroom dramas because I guess because I work in a law firm, I don't actually see the courtroom antics. I was just talking about, well, over the holidays before the year started, I read another middle grade book, The Amari. Highly recommend if you like the Percy Jackson type of middle grade. Okay, guys, I got to start on makeup. Okay, so I was thinking about pink and red. So actually, I'm going to go in with my creams first, simply because I have the creams and I might as well use them. Maybe I'll do, yeah, I want to do like a pinky red. This is just going to be another sunset look, isn't it? I don't really want to do, oops. I know I should get this stuff out before I start, but here we are. Courtroom dramas, yay! Courtroom antics are a lot more boring than books and TV shows. Oh yeah. Started the Shirley Jackson bio. Did not realize she was only 48 when she died. Wow, that is young. Cappuccino is here. Thank you for joining us, Cap. Okay, so I think I'm going to do purple, then red. So just so I don't, because if I do pink and red, it's going to be another sunset look. Anyway, I was actually in a trial as a juror because I always wanted to be in a jury trial, but I didn't want like anything crazy. You know, like I wouldn't want to like be on a murder trial, and I wouldn't want to be like on a mesothelioma asbestos trial, which lasts months. I just want to see what it's like on a short little trial. And I was in one that was, it lasted 2 days, which is perfect. But it was a stupid case. It should never, in my opinion, it should never have gone to trial. It should have settled out. But it was basically about this this man who got upset at this car rental company, as one does. But he got so frustrated, he went down the counter and he shoved computers off the counter because he was, I forget why he was so pissed off. But anyway, so allegedly one of the not receptionist, but one of the counter workers got a finger. He hurt his finger when the computer came down or something. Anyway, he was charged with felony assault. This is not a good start to this makeup. Um, and just to cut to the end, the jurors thought the felony assault was a little bit overreaching, and it was, I think we agreed to misdemeanor assault, something like that. But I have to say it was a fun experience. The prosecutor and the defense attorney, they were both public attorneys, so they weren't privately hired by anyone. But they were just right out of central casting. The prosecutor was this tall, distinguished looking man with white hair, and he was dressed in a suit. And the defense attorney was this woman, probably in her 40s, with dressed kind of like Annie Hall, sort of had this hippie look going with her. Okay, so okay, then I was going to try going with purple. Only read 2 of Jackson's books. We have always lived in the castle and I've read the Haunting Hill House. Good movie too, the old black and white one. Not read any Shirley Jackson. Oh, how'd you like Day of the Triffids? We all want to know. Did jury service about 20 years ago. He was charged with getting 2 women to lie for him at a previous trial. Ooh, he was meant to have threatened them, but it was obvious that there was no threats made. I think that's the same when the prosecutor overreaches. It seems like they could get something, a more solid case if they didn't try to go overboard. You loved We Have Always Lived in the Castle. Oh, Lori was a defense attorney. Always dressed very well. No, I liked her look. That's not a diss saying she had an Annie Hall look. And I would say the defense attorney was more sympathetic to a juror than the prosecutor, because she was more relatable, I guess, because the prosecutor was like a shark, one of those attorneys who are who you see on TV that you think, oh, they're a shark. Okay, now I just want to blend this. Okay, I'm going to go down because I need to see what I'm doing. Okay, I need a brush for this. Oh, just missed my eye completely. Okay. Okay. Halfway through, I was underwhelmed. By the time I finished it, I appreciated the writing. It's not a top read for me. A week or so removed, I appreciate it a little bit more. Some books stay with you over time. Other books sour, just forgotten. Very true. I forget so many books. Doesn't help Triffids that the other two books you're rereading at the same time. Promise to be your fave. Speaker for the Dead and Incandescence. Triffids predated the majority of books. Yeah. Yeah, so it's what, 50s? 50s, right? Oh, thank you, Kat. Okay, let's put down a little bit of color. So we are trying to go red and then the pink purple. Oh, I finally switched to Hulu and stopped HBO, which I had way too long. And I did not realize there is a serial version of Kindred by Octavia Butler. Maybe everyone else knew, but so we watched that. Dennis and I really liked it. Except the season ended on a little bit of a cliffhanger, which I'm never crazy about. I guess I don't mind if there's a cliffhanger per se, just as long as there's a resolution to most of what was being developed. Okay, so now, I want to go purple. Let me find a dark purple. I don't know. Kindred is the one of traveling back to the Civil War era, which wasn't great if you're a Black woman who is the main character of the story. Okay, now I'm going to go. Okay, hold on. I think there's a lavender. I think my favorite Octavia Butler still is Wild Seed, or that series. Then I'll blend out the around the red with pink. Oops. Okay. Let me go back with the red. Ooh, this white is a lot shinier than I thought. Okay, I think I like that. And now it's time to go in with some black. Catch up here. I'm typing a project and it's typing Octavia Butler when I said her name. I was looking over your shoulder. I like Wild Seed. It was only recently released, but I have to read the book before I can let yourself watch it. It's been a long time since I read Kindred. So many great, I know there's so many great books, so little time. Started my 6-month-long book buying ban, but your son gave you a $50 Amazon gift card. Swan's Way, is that by I want to say McNamara, but that's wrong. I've heard of that one. 400 unread books. That is crazy, Lynette. Okay, so black. Actually, let me do this. It's too big. This brush is fine. I think I've said before is I don't usually have unread books simply because of my habit of buying books over the years. Kind of has stuck with me, which is just buying one book at a time, like reading a book, then having an excuse to go to the bookstore so I can pick up another book. So it's rare I would have picked up more than one book at once. Because again, it was my excuse to go to the bookstore, which I would do when I was working in downtown San Francisco. Was sort of my treat to go out on lunch to a bookshop to browse. Okay, now I'm going to go back with this red. Keeping your Audible subscription that's not affected, so you can get 2 audiobooks a month. Since you started Booktube, you do a lot of rereads because there's so many books I've loved I want to talk about and share. I wish I could do that, honestly, because I'm the same way. But there's just something about always wanting to read something different in my mind. I mean, there's some books I will reread just because I love them so much, but most of the time, there's something just about a book or a story I've never read that I want to experience. I can't tell you how many times I've reread Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. What else? Chronicles of Narnia I've read many, many times. This is what I was using for pink. And talking about so many books so many times, I really need to figure out if I'm going to DNF the Michael Moorcock book. I feel so stupid because I remember as soon as I started reading like the first chapter or two, I realized why I never read that much Michael Moorcock. His writing is just so overwrought. Okay. Yes, I know I've read at least 3 of the Enders books. There's more than 3 though, right? Well, I definitely read Speaker of the Dead. What's the one? Gosh, I hope I'm not mixing up the books, but I loved this one character who was obsessive compulsive that would like count the lines in the wooden floor, something like that. And then it turns out they were genetically modified to be OCD or something. It was really cool. 100 meters from, miles? Meters or miles from the library. So I tend to borrow books instead of buying them. You have to buy them, yeah. I should probably go to the library more. The other thing is, since I'm not rich by any stretch of the imagination, but I have money, I have disposable income, and I always feel like I'm helping authors out, especially like mid-list or debut authors. So I feel as though I'm supporting the arts by actually buying some books. New Pendergast book by Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child. 21st book in the series. Okay, I'm not starting a 21 book series. I can't get to the library easily. I could borrow ebooks, but they do not have a big range. Meters, not miles. I was going to say 100 miles. Wow. Okay, I'm just going to cut the crease. Oh. That drag queen I was talking about, Hardy Black, I got some of this glitter she recommended that you don't have to use glitter glue for. It can just go over foundation. So I was just going to do silver, but for this look, oh shoot, I thought I got a gold. Yes, I did get a gold. Or will silver go with this? Someone tell me, silver or gold for the cut crease? I mean, we have this lovely, there's several huge libraries in Las Vegas, but there's one, I'd have to drive to it, but it's a short drive that looks, that's in this like round building that looks really cool. Fit says silver. Okay, we're doing silver. So I'm going to cut the crease, and we'll see if this stuff, I don't need any glitter glue, because it's really fine. I can't even show it to you because it'll spill out, but you'll see when I put it on. But I'm going to put down a white primer base and for the cut crease, and hopefully, well, I'm just reading what Lori wrote. I think there's a library, at least, maybe the big one's like 3 miles away. It's probably more like 5 miles. But the thing about Vegas is it gets so hot in the summertime that you really can't do even a 3-mile walk. Google Maps tries to order you to walk. Very good. What I finally did, what I've been talking about forever, and you should appreciate this, Fit, is I finally joined a gym in Vegas. I haven't been exercising at all since COVID hit, because of course the gym closed down. Then there's a bunch of moving, and I was still scared of COVID a little bit. So I have finally joined a Las Vegas gym, which I, I just joined like 2 days ago, so I haven't actually been to the gym yet. But baby steps, right? The doorbell just rang. Dennis is here. Yeah, I hear him. Okay, so the crease is cut. So hold your breath. Let's see how this goes. Oh yeah, it's sticking. It's really fine glitter though. So, can you see the difference? Oh my God, you might not even be able to see it on camera. Glitter, no glitter. Well, I can see it. Okay. It almost looks like a foil, at least close up. Tons of Ender's book. Speaker has always been a top 5 read for me. I'm pretty sure I read 3 of them. Well, I thought it was, yeah, the wood grain, the OCD thing. If it's not Speaker, I guess it's the next book. It's one of the Ender. I'm pretty sure it was an Ender book. I am filming. Oh, I was going to do the top 10 middle grade, but I realize that I read in this age range, which is like, say, 12 to 15, and that spans middle grade and young adult. So I'm just going to call it kids books. So I'm going to film the top 10 of that. So it's going to be a mix of middle grade and lower YA. And and a Critical Role video. Which, yes, I'm still continuing the Critical Role. It's going to try to blend that a little bit. I'm kind of bummed you can't. Well, you can kind of see the glitter. But hopefully when I film, it'll be more noticeable. Oh, I should have probably done eyeliner first. I'm making a big mess. Okay, so let me do eyeliner. I didn't do under eyes. Let me brush off this big. wanted to do a little bit famous last words underneath. You know what I'm thinking about doing probably next week is a tag video of, I've been saying I've been going to do a Star Trek original series tag, which I know people have done before, but I was thinking about making it just science fiction tags. Which I think would be interesting. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to do eyeliner. Okay. I think it's in Xenocide. There we go. Oh, reorganized kitchen cabinets. Ugh. Ugh. Lori, I feel sorry for you. Oh, tabs of your, what are we talking about? Oh, my top 10 books. Thank you, Lynette. Top 10 books for 2022. Yeah. And I was surprised because I didn't like the second book. I wasn't a big fan of the one before Nona. I want to say Electo, but that's the forthcoming book with Gideon. Anyway, the second book was I was disappointed with, and But I'm appreciating, even on that book, I appreciated what Tamsin Muir was doing technically. Oh, Jenga shelves. Well, that still sounds like fun. No point organizing my kitchen because your son is incapable of putting things in the right place, I assume. Cabinet Jenga is real. Where they belong. Yes. Because you don't really usually see tags just dedicated to one genre. Maybe you do. But are you talking about, well, if you're talking about The Locked Tomb, the Gideon Tamsin Muir, it's actually the fourth book, which is coming out, which is Electo the Ninth. Because she originally planned it as a trilogy with 3 books, but just like what happened with George R.R. Martin, the last book, or the last one he wrote, got so big that they decided to split it into 2. Okay, I need to focus on the eyeliner. Okay, this glitter does get everywhere. Oh, Harrow, thank you. Thank you, Harrow. Yeah, Harrow wasn't my favorite, but I think Gideon's still my favorite. Even though I love the voice of Nona the Ninth, there's just something about Gideon's voice. Winds of Winter. Will it? I think that's a good bet. Britta is here. Thank you for joining us. Popping in real quick. Happy New Year, Britta. Yeah, I think so too. Smart bet. Oh, my top book was, of course, Babel by R.F. Kuang. I just heard her next book that she's working on isn't going to be speculative. Which I'm kind of bummed about. It's the title's supposed to be Yellowface, and it's supposed to be about an Asian writer who dies, and then her white friend, companion, whatever, publishes the book that she wrote before she died. The Asian woman wrote before she died, and changes her name to something Asian sounding and sort of creates this persona of an Asian woman that doesn't exist, but she pretends to be. So it sounds interesting, but not sure if it's a book that I would normally pick up. I might pick it up just because it's R.F. Kuang. Shoot, this is dried out. I hope I didn't. Oh no, there it goes. Yellow face is such a new term. Mostly for non-Asians pretending to be, not pretending. Well, yeah, pretending to be Asian, but I mean, I'm Asian and it never really bothered me, at least growing up. Maybe because I just didn't know better. Unless it was like Mickey Rooney in Breakfast at Tiffany's, over the top with the Japanese stereotypes. But there are a lot of movies in the like 40s and 50s with Asian characters being played by white characters, and most notably the Charlie Chan movies. I don't know if anyone ever watched those, but it was always funny because the main character, there was so little work for Asian actors back then, and they certainly could have hired one to play the titular character, Charlie Chan, but it was always this white guy with Asian-looking makeup. But Charlie Chan had like a dozen sons or something, like number one son, number two, and those were always played by Asian actors. I don't know much about the Charlie Chan. I mean, I'm assuming, was it based on a book? Like a cozy mystery? Okay, this is something new. I'm using this chroma cake in my waterline. Which may be a mistake, but okay. Happy to hear about a non-speculative book from her. Yellow Face, but the stolen manuscripts thing has been done many times. Lex, glad you're here. Just packing up your rooms. Enjoy. I think other people are not usually fantasy or speculative readers are excited to try R.F. Kuang out too. Kelly, thank you for coming. Yay, Kelly's here. Yeah. Poppy War, it's probably not for everyone because I believe it's a anti-hero book. I know a lot of people were disappointed in both Babel and the Poppy Wars because there wasn't really any romance featured in either of them. And that's coming from like readers of like the Sarah J. Maas crowd that sort of likes that type of thing. Mickey Rooney's performance was, oh yeah, it's so bad. And Breakfast at Tiffany's so bad. Read the first book in the Poppy Wars and liked it, but not enough to continue. Well, John Wayne wasn't offensive like Mickey Rooney was. I don't think so. He played Genghis Khan. But it was so bad. It was so bad. Oh, right. Yeah, that's the like I said, Yellow Face didn't really bother me in old movies, and I can't say that I'm super offended in modern movies, except that why not hire an Asian actor? But the exception is, because there's always exceptions to everything. What was that movie? Loved it a lot, based on a famous book. Tree of Life, the one. Anyway, the whole premise of the novel, or the story, as translated to the movie, it had Halle Berry in it and Tom Hanks, was that souls keep getting reincarnated generation after generation in as different races and genders and so on. So in this case, it just made a lot of sense for the same actor to play the same role in different cultural settings. And I think it worked really well for that. They didn't do any white actors going black, but they certainly did all actors going Asian and different genders and that type of thing. By the way, blackface, the definition of blackface, I think, has changed from when I was growing up. Because when I was growing up, blackface was always offensive, but it was specifically referring to that minstrel blackface with the, the shoe polish and the big white eyes and mouth, but not to like Billy Crystal pretending to be or being doing impersonations of Sammy Davis Jr. and Muhammad Ali and that type of thing. And I think the term blackface shifted sometime in the 2000s just to include any depiction of a Black person by a non-Black person. So I don't know why I brought that up, just that it's interesting. Never got offended by Blazing. I love Blazing Saddles. That, for the, I was gonna say they're so blackface, but there was it Mel Brooks playing an Indian chief or something stupid? Sometimes when it's, or what's that one with Robert Downey Jr. who was, it was like a caricature of an actor. Playing a Black person. I forgot what it. But anyway. The worst one, and this was back when it wasn't considered blackface just to pretend to be a Black person, but there was such an awful movie called Soul Man with one of those famous actors from The Outsiders, C. Thomas Howell. And it killed his career. I'm sure that movie killed his career. But it was, the premise of was so bad, was about this white kid who received a scholarship to go to college, but he found out the scholarship was for an African-American, or was an African-American scholarship. So to keep the scholarship, he pretended to be, it was so bad. It was so bad. But at the time, it wasn't necessarily bad because it was blackface, or, but for other reasons, probably including stereotyping, but not necessarily because of terrible makeup. Oh my God, it was bad. Okay, guys, I think I am done. Let me throw on. Throw on more blush. Well, now that I'm looking, that silver really does give a glow. It doesn't necessarily look like glitter, but okay. One point, Hollywood Suits wanted to film Nemo Gaiman's and Anansi Boys, but wanted to change the characters to white people. That's so bad. Oh, yeah. I'm not sure they could change the characters white. His whole story was based on. Right. Oh, you watched Soul Man? Yes. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think we got a good blend. Okay, let me put on some lips. You know, maybe Soul Man could have worked if they had like Spike Lee as a director or something, but that wasn't the case. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to do purple. Okay. Going with a red lip. I have this little lip brush that I can never find. Oh, thank you, Lex. Read to more Neil Gaiman. Okay. Side. Oh, I may have to do some fix up later, but that'll take forever. Let me put on a little bit of white. Maybe just a little silver on the lip. Oh, that's a lot of silver. You love the colors? Yay. And before I do the wig, you know what I have to do. Lashes. Okay. Oh, and the wig I'm going to wear is the one I did for the Wilma Fingerdew review, because I haven't shown it to you guys, unless you saw that. But I wasn't going to get a new wig, but there was a flash sale on Friston, the wig designer I use, website, and I was like, oh, I might as well get it, even though it sort of is a Christmas. Shoot, where are my lashes? Oh. Hold on, I may have to go to new lashes. I thought I had. There you go. Okay. Eyelashes making so much difference. Flash sales are deadly. Aren't they just, though? Okay, one down, hopefully. Yeah. Okay. Yes, lashes definitely make the difference, even though this one's wonky. Okay. Oh, and now where'd I put them? I got these hoop earrings because I don't actually have pierced ears. Oh, but I found these hoop earrings that are clip-ons. And wig in question is this red wig with the poinsettia. So I was wondering if I could use it for normal videos because this poinsettia doesn't really come off. It's pretty much glued on. But I noticed you don't really see it much. In photos and stuff because it's so flat. Oh, and I didn't grab any rings. Oh, well. Yeah, I'm not sure how red really suits me as a hair color, but okay. Thank you, new wig. Oh, thank you, Lex. Thank you, Britta. If you want, I'm sure you can paint in another color. Yes, this is definitely 80s, isn't it? With the big. Okay, guys, thank you so much for coming. I'm so glad our sound is finally mixed or fixed. I'm not fixed, but the sound is. And I should be here next week. So thank you for joining. Happy New Year. And as usual, may all the books you read be blessed.